Hey, welcome to the Personal Development Unplugged podcast with me, Paul Clough. And this is an FMQ, a 5-minute quickie podcast, which never lasts 5 minutes. It always goes a little bit longer. But it's a chance for you and I just to muse, to think of a subject, to talk about it for a few minutes, and then spend time thinking, seeing how it would change our life if we maybe developed it a little deeper. And maybe sometimes these 5-minute quickies will go into a longer podcast where we can dive deeper and produce processes, hypnosis processes, NLP processes. Don't worry about the names. They're just processes for making our life and your life absolutely better. Getting rid of anxiety, fear, all those other hang-ups and issues that we have, and have the life we deserve and make dreams come into reality. Quicker, bigger, better than you could ever dream of. But they're the longer podcasts, and this is a 5-minute quickie where we break down the complicated into simple, because in simplicity there's genius, and that's what we do here. So if you want to just think for a little while, see what happens, see what resonates inside you, and when it does, you go change the world. Hey friend, how you doing today? This is a 5-minute quickie. And it is just something to think about really, because we talk so much about, we talk together about to sing from our own voice, being your own voice, finding your own voice, stuff like that, showing up. And I was listening to another podcast, Mark Devine podcast, awesome podcast by the way. If you haven't listened to Mark Devine, please do. It is awesome, nothing to do with me. I just love listening to it. It comes with some really good stuff. Really does. I do love the man. And he was talking to this lady called Lynn Fox. And they were talking about stuff. Just stuff. And I was really interested. And then she said these few words. Be your song in the world. Be your song in the world. And I thought that's awesome. It's a wonderful metaphor, isn't it? Wonderful metaphor for be your mission. Be your passion. Be here for a reason. There's a reason for being here, and you have a song that represents that. And your song is everything you do, all your behaviors, all your thoughts, all your learnings, all your creativity. It's all part of the song. And I guess I was thinking that how do we learn songs? Sometimes we listen to other I say that again. We listen to other songs, or we just get something inside us. But first of all, I guess we just hum that tune just a bit until it begins to resonate inside us. Because you see, my first thought was my second thought was after what a great thing to say and a great sentence was first be your song inside and then be your song in the world. Because I think that's where it comes from in personal development. We are getting the inside congruent, aligned with our conscious and unconscious minds, our thoughts, our values, our beliefs, heading down to all our skills, our behaviors, and where we do all this stuff. We get that in alignment, and then we start to sing from our own voice. Be who we really are, and be brave enough. Be authentic, he said in air quotes. But you know what I mean. Authentic is not a bad word to use when we are who we are. And yeah, sometimes we'll forget a verse and we have to go back and think about it. Or we'll modify the song. Because as life goes on, I think our mission here, missions change. Our ultimate vision, I don't think really does. But our missions and the ways that we get to really be our ultimate vision changes as we grow and as we learn. And we sing our song all the way. Sometimes out loud, sometimes just quietly in the background. But that's it, I think. So I wondered, what do you think about that? Does it resonate with you? What other metaphors have you heard for being the real you in this world and shining your light into places where when the light comes in, it just opens up everything for other people. Because to me, shining a light in that way is that selfless service, because you're going to get nothing in return. You're just shining a light on what is possible, helping, being there, being the source of that light, as it were, the example that what can be achieved in this world, and knowing that we can strive to achieve even more. And when we do that selfless service with no hint of anything, any want in return, the whole law of reciprocity, which I can never say, but the law of reciprocation will come and dump loads of wonderful things on your life. So you can sing louder and clearer. Let it resonate from your heart. Now, I don't know if that made sense. I don't know what it was. I just thought I'd got no notes on this. I just thought I'd just pass on what I thought. And by the way, listen to that Mark Devine show. It really is a good podcast. Anyway, that's just something to think about in a 5-minute quickie. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that gets your musing muscle musing. Okay, time to fly.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.